Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Langreskaya. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. VonIvan, playing this time around as the OKW forces in the red. And his opponent in the blue is going to be RuberGruber? RuberGruber? Actually don't know. I guess RuberGruber, playing as the Soviet forces in the blue. I'm excited to play this one, considering that it's VonIvan, and the last time we saw him, he gave us quite a show and quite an ending. But, I mean, something tells me this isn't going to be quite like that. And, of course, well, he's not playing Soviet, so no KV-8 Flame Wars. But yeah, it should still be a pretty good game. So we see VonIvan taking his Storm Pios into the center munitions point, laying down some wire on the other side of the cover. Good old standard, nice customs or habits, I guess is what you want to say. And we see the first engagement in the game. We have the conscripts engaging against the Storm Pios. Storm Pios closing the distance, getting right on top of those conscripts. Going to be able to do a lot of damage. Not even going to lose a single man right there for the Storm Pios. They instantly execute one of the conscripts and force the rest of them to retreat. Down to 5, half health, pretty battered. VonIvan did select his Doctrine right off the bat, and that is the Elite Armored Doctrine, giving him interesting selection of units. We don't see this this Doctrine that much, you know. Not the standard, so I'm actually not entirely familiar with it. But it's kind of cool. We'll see how it works out. So anyways, Kubelwagen out on the field for Mr. VonIvan, catching a penal battalion out in the open, getting it suppressed, but it manages to crawl out of the way. Of course, we do see tier 1 going down for RuberGruber right off the bat. He did not go for a second combat engineer, which a lot of people do, but he got himself a conscript squad instead. And of course, well, we now see the penal battalion. After that, following it up with the scout car. Scout car going to be with the combat engineers instead, although this guy doesn't want to get in. There it goes. Was, you know, debating or wondering there whether it would have been the penal battalion or the combat engineer squad, as both of them have access to the flamethrowers. But right now it doesn't need the flamethrower, as it's going to go hunting for the Kubelwagen. Kubelwagen is doing some damage to the scout car as it chases it, or as it gets chased down. But of course, the 50 cal on top of the scout car, much more potent, getting that Kubelwagen down very quickly and forcing the Storm Pios to retreat. Penal battalion is also pushing together and may potentially be going down here, as the scout car, no, does not get chased, manages to leave the Storm Pio alive. And we see that VonIvan now only has 2 Volksgrens on the field. Sandbag has been laid down by these Volksgrens. They pop themselves to the other side, trying to stave off the damage as much as they can. But it's a car against a person, and generally speaking, car wins. So the scout car manages to win that. It does need a little bit of repairs, but I can only assume that RuberGruber will be dropping them in one of these points and repairing at the same time that he caps. But, well, that will be a little while before that happens. Scout car continues to push. Penal battalion pushing forward as the Volksgrenadiers hold themselves up inside that house. We see still no flamethrower for either squad, so the engagement here is going to last quite a bit. Combat engineers do pop themselves out to be able to focus fire a little bit more into the house, getting one of the Volksgrenadiers killed in that window. Second guy goes down as everybody is currently focusing that window, and men just continue to pour into it. Volksgrenadiers popping out. Grenade goes into the house. Oh, a nice grenade there by Mr. RuberGruber, catching VonIvan as he pops his penal battalion in. Manages to kill 2 of the men, but the penal battalions manage to pop out and pop back in, denying the Volksgrenadiers the house and forcing VonIvan to retreat. Nice little call there by VonIvan, anticipating obviously that, you know, it would make sense that if you dislodge the house, your enemy will pop in to make sure that you can't get back in. Second penal battalion, or, well, yeah, I suppose it's the second penal battalion on the field for RuberGruber. He is getting himself a 3rd one, so he's going to have a lot of penals. Big fan of the penals, but this one already has a flamethrower, which kind of hurts it in this situation a little bit. It is firing at max range, so the flamethrower is just sitting there not doing anything. Still, though, close to the distance, going to get a lot of damage in there. Rakuten Warfare was built for VonIvan as he is trying to combat that scout car, but the scout car is still alive. Down to very low amounts of health, about 25, maybe 20% strength. Maybe even less than that. do have a combat engineer on the field, but it's currently out there capping, so the scout car either needs to head its way over there, which it seems to be doing, or it's just going to be out of commission for a while. Storm Pios seem to be laying down some mines, some shoe mines over here on the left-hand side as they go capping. And we do have the Mechanized Regiment headquarters now online for VonIvan. And I can only assume he's going to go for a anti-air... Sorry, not anti-air, flak half-track. Gotta get my range right there. Volksgrenadiers pushing forward. Conscripts hold up inside that shack, getting some shots off as they go. The Volksgrenadiers will not be able to put themselves in the heavy cover effectively here. They're kind of on the side. They do get some benefit, but not entire, you know. And the scout car still has not gotten any repairs. Wow, sorry about that. Scout car all the way back to base as the combat engineers were forced to retreat, so yeah. Like I said, it was going to be out of commission for a little while. Penal Battalion with flamethrowers moving back out. Rocket and Warfare sitting in front of the base. Volksgrenadiers spread around. Conscripts moving out of the house as they took some damage, but they're still 6-man strong. And we see the flak half-track coming into play right about now. There you go. So we'll see what RuberGruber does for that. Ruber for himself has selected the Lease tactics. Pretty strong doctrine. Gives you that heavy machine gun. Gives you access to the Sherman. You know, it's pretty solid. Penal Battalion taking a grenade to the face there as the Volksgrenadiers were retreating to the flames. Managing to do some damage on each side, but none of them killing each other. Conscripts retreating quite quickly as they realize that there is a flak half-track on the field now. With the flak half-track making itself known, we see RuberGruber going for Tier 3, although he did drop that a little bit before that, but Tier 3 should give him some nice little counters there, especially in the form of the Su-76. T-70 also pretty good. Can kill the flak half-track relatively easily, but we do have a Rocket and Warfare on the field, so if it's covering it, well, that'll be kind of a difficult situation, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Far left-hand side, Penal Battalion is being utilized to cap. The far left-hand side victory point has not been capped, so even though VonIvan only controls 2 of the victory points, he is, you know, double capping or double ticking Mr. RuberGruber, as he, yeah, I mean, he doesn't have, he doesn't have the point on his side of the map, so kind of needlessly there, but it looks like he is a little bit more intent on fighting and controlling the center, rather than sending a squad off on its own on the left-hand side. Show mines getting laid down all over the place. The Storm Pios laying down one right there on the choke point, or, well, yeah, the choke there from the hedgerow. Conscript's going to push forward. They're going to run into the mine. Oh, nasty hit there. 3 kills, forcing the retreat instantly. And on the right-hand side, the scout car has gotten equipped with the combat engineers and a flamethrower now, so that'll help them quite a bit against the Volksgrens. Pretty much all the infantry right now for VonIvan is still very, wow. It's an interesting choice. I mean, that can still work, especially with the anti-air package, which is currently getting researched. Very bold, RuberGruber, very bold. I like it. I approve. Lesser players would have gone for, you know, the safer route in the tank variants. So the scout car on the right-hand side, taking some damage there to the flag half-track, forced to retreat. Rocket and Warfare making itself known on the right-hand side, but not much happens. The 50 cal on top of the... Oh, sorry about that. I'm actually not even tired. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. The 50 cal on top of the half-track getting some shots off on the Storm Pios as they were decapping that strategic point. Pops the anti-air package and quickly gets some damage in there. Rocket and Warfare getting a nice shot going off on the half-track. The half-track needs to get out of there quickly. Oh, and it doesn't. Wow, that was very bad there for Gruber. Oof. Nice pickup there for VonIvan, putting him in a excellent spot now. Another Volksgrenadier squad getting built for VonIvan. Did he lose one and that's why he's replacing it, or did he only have that? Wow, I'm not paying attention there.
Supply sector under attack.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that. If I missed something getting killed, then you probably already saw it anyways. RuberGruber calling in the Dishka heavy machine gun. Should help out quite a bit, especially against the Volkswagens.
I have the men ready.
And the... great, I missed the scout car dying. So yeah, the scout car also died. That one I can make sure that I can at least catch it.
Enemy fire!
There you go. So yeah, RuberGruber losing both his half-track and the scout car in very quick succession. That puts him in a very bad spot. VonIvan does still have that flag half-track, so not a lot of vehicle play anymore for the Soviets. Do have tier 3, and of course the option for the M4C Sherman, which is pretty fucking good. I don't actually know the stat values of the M4C Sherman and the regular Sherman that the US forces can field. I'm assuming this one does more damage, but do they have different armor and health values? You know, let me know in the comments. Also, Grenadier Squad retreating, conscripts and penal battalions forcing them away. The conscripts have taken quite a bit of damage, but they managed to hold strong with the penal battalions nearby. Down to 4 men on that one, forcing the retreat. T-70 going to be coming online now for Mr. RuberGruber. I feel that, yeah, that was probably the better option earlier on, but even then, I mean, it was very possible that the Raketenwerfer may have actually taken that one out as well, so there was nothing actually bad about it. I actually liked it. It was very bold. Very risky, which, you know, didn't pay off, but very bold. Having that ability to reinforce on the fly and all that, it's excellent. RuberGruber utilizing the Allied supply drop in somewhere.
T-70 light tank has arrived. The enemy is taking a toll on the strategy. Find cover.
I don't actually know where it fell. Anyways, penal battalion and heavy machine gun trying to hold the line. Volks Grenadiers pushing forward many squats at a time, managing to get the suppression off on one of the Volkswagens, but getting themselves a little bit overwhelmed there. Hitting the sprint option, very nice, allowing them to reposition themselves a little bit further back. Volks Grenadier Squad continues to push forward. Heavy machine gun trying to get as many shots as it can on it, but we see another one getting called in. Interesting. Managing to get suppression going on the Volks in the center, forcing them to retreat, as that heavy machine gun will do a lot of damage very quickly. I'm assuming the Allied supply drop was around here on the left-hand side. I'll keep an eye out. See what happens. Wow, my pin is actually losing things with stuff. Anyways. Combat engineers on the right-hand side for Ruber going for some mines. T-70 nearby also is just covering. Needs a little bit of repairs, but the mine is being built. And in the center, we see the double heavy machine guns trying to hold the line against the Volkswagens. We do have 4 Volks on the field, and wow, why am I just so bad at missing everything? So it looks like the flag half track. No, that's the standard half. Wow, jeez. Okay. Well, flag half track died at some point before the 13th March. So again, you probably saw that. So it looks like the entirety of the game, you're actually gonna see it in the windows, in the picture-in-picture, because I'm just missing everything left and right. Way to go, ATR. Center map, T-70, getting some shots off on the Volks. Volks retreating. Raketenwerfers are online. They are very dangerous to the T-70s as they can quickly kill them off. Takes a shot to the rear, needs the GTFO. It's actually staying there as the Volks, as the Raketenwerfer gets flamed off of existence there by the Penal Battalion. Penal Battalion trying to go for the steal as the Panzer headquarters is staring down the Raketenwerfer right in front of the base. His retreat, can it make it out of there? Shot flies, kills one of the men, but manages to barely make it out of there. A nice pickup here for Mr. Ruber. VonIvan losing one of his Raketenwerfers. Not really panning out very well for either side. Both players losing a lot of stuff left and right. But the T-70 is still online there for RuberGruber as he tries to hold strong. Storm Pioneer Squad going for the decap of the strategic point, managing to cut off the resources on the left-hand side. Resources on the right-hand side are also cut off as we have this one not currently connected, but as Ruber connects it, it will connect that fuel. Center map, heavy machine gun getting assaulted by Volkswagens as they get around it. Oh, grenade goes off. Actually ends up hitting the Volks Grenadier Squad itself, losing 2 of its members to it, so but I've been forced to retreat that. And the Stormpile squad died over here. Probably to the T-70, as you can see the bodies right there. Oh, again, try and see if I can catch that. Wow. Literally, I wasn't kidding when I said this whole game was going to be in the picture-in-picture, because I am just not into it right now. Well, not into it right now, but I'm not on point. I'm just missing everything. I guess I'm focusing on stuff that I shouldn't. So VonIvan going to be building some Obersoldaten. Not so Obers anymore, but, you know, they're still there. Can still upgrade him though, and we see him going for the munitions transfer, which means that less fuel but more munitions. So interesting choice there for VonIvan. I mean, he does have signal relay, I guess. Not sure what the what his reasoning for munitions is specifically. I mean, obviously he doesn't have a lot, and he can use them. For some reason, I just can't seem to catch the Allied supply drops whenever they get called in. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Right-hand side, we see some engagements here. Rocket and Warfare holds up in the house. Obersoldaten pushing forward. These guys popping their LMGs now, although it's no longer LMGs. It's just LMG. They're no longer what they once were, but they're still pretty good. Still relatively good, but... start off with double LMGs and stuff. Yeah, it was just ridiculously good. Heavy machine gun catching the Overs out in the open, getting them suppressed. They're trying to crawl their way back into some heavy cover, but nope, they managed to get themselves pinned down and forced to retreat. Far left-hand side, Ruber going with some penals to cap some points over here. Rocket and Warfare is online, and that'll help out quite a bit. And we now see the M4C Sherman getting called onto the field. Pretty good, and it'll help out quite a bit. It does have the T-70 to support, but, you know, T-70 is kind of like a little brother there, if you look at them side by side. So RuberGruber pushing over to the left-hand side, the heavy machine gun and penal battalions covering the full left-hand side flank. Sherman pushing all the way to the front of the base, gonna get some shots going off on the Schwerpanzer headquarters. Rocket and Warfare also brought up to take some shots. Could potentially take down the building very quickly. We don't see any Shreks currently equipped for VonIvan. He is getting some munitions. He could potentially start building it, but he is at a high risk here of actually losing his Schwerpanzer headquarters. Rocket and Warfare getting a shot off on the Sherman. Sherman getting shot in the face, and there goes the shots, and down goes the Schwerpanzer headquarters. A very nice pickup there for Mr. RuberGruber. VonIvan pushing out with all his troops, trying to push back at the infantry, manages to do a lot of damage to the M4C Sherman. Sherman could potentially die here, but no, he manages to hide himself behind the hedge, and the heavy machine guns and infantry will be holding the infantry at bay long enough for it to get out of there. One Rocket and Warfare is pushing forward, straight forward, trying to see if he can catch the Sherman, but I think it's assuming that the Sherman may have been just staying over here now. Gonna pop itself in that house. Yeah, that's actually quite a brilliant move there. In case the Sherman was anywhere, would have potentially spotted, but we can see that it is currently back at base. So, back in the front of the base. Grenade going off on the heavy machine gun. They were quite spread out, so not really any damage happened. The gunner got killed, but that's about it. Volks Grenadier Squad is on top of it, however, so they will eventually die. Rocket and Warfare popping out of the house. The penal battalion will be popping in, and the Rocket and Warfare retreats as it finds a gap in the bullets firing in their direction to make it out of there. Conscript Squad trying to push forward, gonna get stopped by the Obersoldaten, and it looks like RuberGruber barely makes it out of there with one of his heavy machine guns, as VonIvan manages to push him back. He did lose his Schwerpanzer headquarters though, so that is a heavy blow there. He did have access to both, well, not both, but all the buildings now, so even though he did lose the Schwerpanzer headquarters, if he was so inclined, he could actually get the Koningstiger, the Tiger B. Obviously, he needs the fuel and the manpower and such, so, you know, not going to happen if it does happen anytime soon. But he doesn't need to build that tech building anymore if he isn't going to be getting anything from it. Of course, you know, having the Schwerpanzer headquarters out there as a turret to defend territory is always nice, but, yeah, I mean, if his plan was to get that King Tiger later on, he can get it if he wants. So capping, going out all over the place here for both players. We see on the far left-hand side a Volksgrenadier squad retreating to the T-70. T-70, 17 kills to its name, veteran C3 acquired. Pretty badass T-70. You don't usually see him live that long. So it gets main gun accuracy and rate of fire. And basically mobility and sight range and stuff. So yeah, pretty cool. Heavy machine gun trying to stop the approaching Volksgrenadiers. Volksgrenadiers getting themselves suppressed. They do manage to crawl out of the arc of fire, but the heavy machine gun could just simply turn itself around and continue to shoot. Far right hand side, we see a penal battalion retreating from far behind enemy lines down to one man, but it barely makes it out of there. Sherman taking some shots there at the Volksgrens. The Volksgrens are going to return fire to the Sherman with their Shreks. However, the Rakuten Warfare is the one doing the most damage. Shot flies from the Sherman down to one man, and there goes one of the Volksgrenadier squads. Critically, though, it is the one with the Shrek, so that is very bad news for VonIvan. Does have the 2 Rakuten Warfare, so, you know, doesn't mean that RuberGruber can just simply roll over into his base and kill him. But he's getting close to that, considering he now has a second Sherman on the field. Far left-hand side, this heavy machine gun is sitting around. We did see another Volksgrenadier squad die, or, well, we didn't see it, but another Volksgrenadier squad died. And we don't know where. If I can catch it and it's important, I'll put it in there, and you probably already saw it. But we do see VonIvan replacing his fallen squads with 2 Volksgrenadiers right away. Sorry, my headphones were falling off. Sandbags getting laid down for RuberGruber in the center victory point. Victory points are 432 for VonIvan, 312 for Ruber. I mean, it's not really anybody's game at this point. Sure, VonIvan has a 100-point lead, but, I mean, it's not doing that well when it comes to army and army composition. The supply half-track getting pushed out into the field, getting itself killed. VonIvan not really inclined to rebuild his Schwerpanzer headquarters, so may as well send a free unit out to scout and die, reveal territory for you, and tell you where the enemy is for free, and you can do it every 180 seconds. Also, keep in mind that you can actually just go salvage them with your guys, and that gives you, some free resources. So unfortunately, Sherman wrecking the Volksgrenadiers in the center quite, well, not severely, but doing quite a bit of damage. T-70 also trying to help out. Rakuten Warfare's trying their best to hold the enemy at bay. But everybody has been pushed back, and VonIvan has a very small sliver of map territory currently in his possession. We see yet another heavy machine gun getting called in for RuberGruber. Kind of piling it on there with the heavy machine guns. And on the far left-hand side, a Sherman is harassing a Volksgrenadier squad. Since it doesn't have a Shrek, it can't really do anything about it, and T-70 gets in the way now and is going to try and take them out. Shots continue to fly down to 2 men. Can they pick up the kill on the squad? Down to 1 man. T-70 not pursuing, and the M4C Sherman does not pursue. The squad makes it out of there, stays alive. Back at the Warfare cloaked in the center, going to take a shot. There goes a shot on the side of the Sherman. The Sherman returns fire, missing the squad, stays alive. Back at the Warfare 2 takes a shot. The Rakuten Warfare 1 does not manage to get a second shot off on the Sherman, and the Sherman gets brought down to about half health. Penal Battalion with flamethrowers pushes forward as the heavy machine gun behind it gets some shots off on the Rakuten Warfare. The Rakuten Warfare gets suppressed and now gets flamed. Needs to retreat. Can it make it out of there? A lot of damage going off on it. Looks like it will. Now we see VonIvan just scrambling to try to put up a fight, essentially. Right-hand side, big engagement here. Volksgrenadier squad retreating at 1. M4C Sherman being a pain in his ass. And the Penals and conscripts push forward, and they're going to go for the victory points as Ruber is going to be establishing a triple cap against VonIvan and will be most likely very quickly, well, not stabilizing, but equalizing the victory point count. 403 to 310, so yeah, it'll take a little bit, but with triple cap, it should be relatively quickly. VonIvan deciding to call in his ace in the hole. Let's see how it works out. That is the Storm Tiger coming online. That is 160 fuel. Ooh, now we can't hear anything. So shot flies from the Storm Tiger, detonates stuff here, and that's about it.
Enemy attacking! Sky fire!
Finally, we catch one of the supply drops getting dropped into the base. That'll probably, yeah, we'll see if we can check the other ones. But if they're all at base, I'm not even going to bother putting them, so you probably never saw them. If you didn't see them, they were at base. 17 seconds still left there on the rocket. Penal Battalion and conscripts pushing forward, actually managing to get some shots off on the guy. A satchel charge going off on the oh! Oof! That hurt it. A little bit, not too much. But the Penal Battalion did go down, right? Yeah, Penal Battalion got killed. So sacrificing, maybe a little bit too much there for the for what I got. Oof. Boom! Oh, God, that is so fucking amazing. Rakuten Warfare getting destroyed, and the T-70 getting annihilated there by the Sturmtiger. So Sturmtiger may be able to turn this around just yet. You still have two M4C Shermans on the field, but with two Rakuten Warfares and a Sturmtiger, looking pretty well. RuberGruber, for his part, though, has built Tier 4, so I can only assume he's doing that to get Su-85s and get the range going. Doubt that he wants T-34s, considering he has access to the Sherman. Maybe wanting the Katusha, just to have that that ranged artillery. Not entirely sure if it's worth it, but we'll see. Rakuten Warfare's getting some shots off on that Sherman. Not doing too much damage, but making sure that it doesn't push forward. 17 seconds left there on that Sturmtiger. We'll see if VonIvan is able to kill something else. 6 kills so far, so pretty good.
Man down! We have secured the target. All complete. Grenadiers back to full strength.
Who's shooting?
Taking effective fire.
Ah, okay. There you go. I wasn't able to find. So Volkswagen squad getting pushed on the left-hand side as we have these things just sitting there. Huh, interesting. So he is actually going for a T-34. So what, is he trying to go for the ram and maybe get the crit? The lucky crit? It's very volatile. Oof! Rocket goes off, killing yet another enemy here and destroying the house. So yeah, that's actually working out pretty well for VonIvan. I mean, as long as he's able to get something wiped off of the map with each hit. As slow as it is, I mean, it takes 50 seconds to reload essentially, like a minute per shot. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna just be fucking amazing. Victory points are down to 277 for VonIvan, so he is trying to control that northern point as much as he can. Manages to kill himself another M4C Sherman up in the far north. Two Rakuten Warfares and Shreks combining to take it down, so RuberGruber kind of overextending himself there. He was in great shape, but has lost quite a bit now. I mean, army count, or, you know, not that it's really telling, but, you know, army composition value, we got 60 to 55. So, yeah, I mean, VonIvan now actually has the stronger looking army. Still, though, we do have that T-34 and yet another T-34 getting produced. I mean, I suppose it is cheaper. I mean, this is 135, whereas the T-34 is 80, so, yeah. It is definitely cheaper to field T-34s, but, you know, usually you see people will, you know, if you have access to one thing from your commander, you kind of skip it to do other stuff. But, again, this is not to say this is a bad choice or anything. Rakuten Warfare's getting a nice barrage going off on that T-34. T-34 backing off. There's a demo charge right there. Sneaky little demo charge. Heavy machine gun. Managing to dodge a flying box. Got crushed there by the T-34. And yeah, they repositioned themselves into the center. We do have the Sturmtiger once again. Moves into the center. We do have the demo charge right there for Mr. RuberGruber. I don't think the demo charge can kill the Sturmtiger, but it can definitely kill that Volksgrenadier squad. Oh, the Sturmtiger putting itself in a bit of a bad spot here. It's going to get flanked by the Sherman. There goes the demo charge. Down goes the Volksgrenadier squad. So Ruber managing to switch it around, 51 to 65 now, so that's pretty good. Rakuten Warfare's in the center. The Storm Tiger moving back. Far right-hand side, we see apparently another demo charge going off. As more wolves just die all over the place. Conscript squad in a heavy machine gun trying to retreat. Shrek is equipped on the Volks Grenadier squad. Volks Grenadier squad unable to get a shot off, but the Rakuten Warfares are able to return fire. There goes the Shrek, getting a shot off on the side. The Rakuten Warfare takes another shot in the T-34 down to very low amounts of health. The Storm Tiger moving through the center, putting itself in a bad spot here against the M4C Sherman. The M4C Sherman may be able to take it out. Shot flies from the rocket. It hits the house. Not sure if it killed anything, but the Storm Tiger is now in a very bad spot here as it can get itself very easily killed. It's trying to move back. It does have relatively good armor, you know, for its size and such, but it's just getting peppered back and forth here. Does not have the ability to shoot, although it does have it needs to hit it, but yeah, it doesn't have the ability to shoot, and with two T-34s and a M4C Sherman on top of it, no Rakuten Warfare nearby to support it, that Storm Tiger is a goner. Nice attempt. 13 kills, Veteran G1 acquired, so not too bad. May actually be able to still get out of there. Ooh, shots continue to bounce off. The Rakuten Warfare's push forward. One Rakuten Warfare taking a massive shot there. Volks Grenadier squad down to one man, with Rakuten Warfare going down. Volks Grenadier squad the only thing left. Wow, that actually did not work out there for VonIvan. He was trying to save his tank, get it all the way back at the base, and he does, but there's nothing there to defend it. So the T-34s and the Sherman is just going to push forward and try to eliminate it. Volks Grenadier squad retreating with a Shrek in its hand, but I don't feel that that's going to do too much. Rakuten Warfare still around. The Storm Tiger being deftly maneuvered into a corner there as the Mechanized Regiment headquarters men are desperately trying to go and repair it. Volks Grenadier squad with his Shreks trying as much as they can to hold off, but they're just losing men back and forth. They're unable to get shots off, and the Storm Tiger gets caught there, and down it goes. A side armor shot, and bad news there for VonIvan. He lost the Storm Tiger. And yeah, that's the problem with that one. It's not entirely sign to do that, right? Volks Grins with their Shreks pushing up, getting some more damage down on the T-34. This T-34 may actually get itself killed. The base sector flak guns are trying to do as much damage as they can. T-34 trying to go for the crush there on the Volks Grins. Volks Grins actually end up shooting the wrong tank. They need to shoot this guy over here, although probably wouldn't have been able to kill it regardless. But the anti-air guns have been eliminated. RuberGruber is just manhandling him, basically. Just dancing all his tanks on top of it, continuously building more and more T-34s. He is up to 4 now in total. The Rakuten Warfares and Volks are unable to do too much. I don't think there's much else that VonIvan can do here. Rakuten Warfare getting dropped onto the field. The Shreks on the Veteran C5. Volks Grenadier squad almost getting itself killed as it recovers. The Rakuten Warfare and retreats. So managing to kind of stay alive. I mean, RuberGruber could just continue the assault here. He has so many tanks. But I suppose he could just repair them, make sure that they're all back to full strength, and then push forward. And there's not a lot that VonIvan can do about it. Needs to get himself something, you know, better against tanks, but thing is, he doesn't have the resources for that, which is unfortunate. RuberGruber's just doing an excellent job here. Northern victory point going to be taken here for RuberGruber, and 192 points left for VonIvan, 310 for Ruber. T-34 coming up behind one of the Rakuten Warfares. Going to clear it out without giving it much of a chance to fight. The other Rakuten Warfare retreating. This Rakuten Warfare needs to retreat as well. Everybody retreats. Everybody back at base. There's just so many tanks that, yeah, he can't do anything about it. Rakuten Warfare goes down. Volks Grenadier squad retreating. They need to reinforce if they want to do anything, and they're not going to be able to. Rakuten Warfare getting targeted there by that T-34. Not going to be finished off, apparently, but, I mean, no, it is going to be finished off, yeah. I mean, he wasn't going to leave his tank right there in front to get shot in the ass. So, you know, not going to let it go to his head that he's winning, you know. He's going to make sure that he's not making stupid mistakes. Combat Engineers getting those T-34s repaired. 2 of them back to full strength. 1 of them getting repaired back at base. The Sherman over here getting repaired. I mean, we do have 4 Combat Engineers on the field. Pretty much all you need right now, considering the map control and, well, that you have a shit ton of tanks. already up to 90 population count. So. Yeah, going for those T-34s actually proved to be the right choice. Wow. Who'd have thunk it? Penal Battalion on the right-hand side trying to stop the approaching Volksgrens. Probably going to get itself killed here. Down to 2 men on the retreat. Volksgrens are still taking some shots. Very low health. Yeah, at least they pick up that kill. But even with that, I don't think there's much Bond can do. T-34 just rushes itself into the base, trying to kill off the Rakuten Warfare. The Rakuten Warfare is getting reinforced. Rakuten Warfare needs to reposition itself to try and fight this guy. He is not going to be able to do too much against it. Sets up, takes a shot, gets this guy killed, needs to reinforce, and it even dies before it gets a shot off. It's unfortunate, but it's the way of things. Volksgrenadiers trying their best against all these tanks. Another T-34 is being produced as the population cap allows it for Mr. Gruber. How much pop cap are they? 12, yeah, so losing the Penal Battalion allowed him to get the 11. But why wouldn't he? I mean, geez. Shrek does get dropped there by that Volksgren squad, allowing a squad of veteran C5 to pick up momentarily too and feel very powerful, but then they get themselves killed, and that's all she wrote. So, VonIvan, not wanting to give up, not wanting to surrender. Probably should give up and surrender at this point. Actually, quite a while ago, but who knows? Maybe he can call in KV-8s and go base trade. Not easy when he can do that. So the Volksgrens get themselves killed. The Rakuten Warfare's coming into the field, more getting produced. I'm assuming, though, this is just going to end once the base sector buildings are destroyed. Victory points could also be a thing, but since there's a point still taken, it's going to take a while, so... Down goes one of the bases. There goes the other. So either VonIvan just waits until he gets literally killed, or he throws in the towel. Which is it going to be? T-34s and everything right on top of his troops. Rakuten Warfare's just dancing around. Base sector is there. There goes one. There's more. Focus fire on the building. Rakuten Warfare comes online. 99 points still remain. Yeah, I think that's gonna die first. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, VonIvan surrendered before he gets killed, but it still explodes. And that is the ending shot as we see tanks just destroy something. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.